Action. We got a visitor today, by the way, Carlos.
You missed the previous video. This is the new.
I told you you'd get stuck right there.
Shut up.
Oh, you got it. Never mind. I underestimated Carlos. This is officially a turd. So what are we doing today?
We're gonna. Oh, hold on. We're gonna unclamp this car. Sort of.
Unclap?
We're gonna try to start it.
Okay.
And hopefully figure out what it needs or what it wants. Usually N54 is a one thing.
Oh God, blown shocks. Completely forgot about that.
Stop height, I like this.
Oh yeah, you don't have to jack up the car from the diff.
Alright, I think that's good enough. Wow. So the first questionable thing is that it might not have oil.
There's only one way to find out.
So
Turn on the car.
this is not even for this engine. This is for an M54. That's why that cap looks kind of flat. So I'll replace that cap.
You have vacuum lines everywhere.
We have vacuum lines everywhere that we have to route to the boost solenoids. And then also, probably can just connect this. That doesn't really sit very well, so I'll swap that vacuum line to another one and then we'll see what she does. But first thing first, we gotta drain the oil. For this video, we're not gonna start the car and then drive it. We're just gonna start it and see if it runs decent.
Correct, so you don't need to worry about the cooling stuff.
Yeah, so we'll drain the oil and then put new oil in it. And then route the vacuum lines and then try to start it.
Sweet.
Yes.
You've never actually shown underneath this car.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I guess a quick tour would be alright.
Like I said in a previous video, it's missing a radiator. I mean, not a radiator.
Front mount intercooler.
Front mount intercooler, which is in the trunk. It does have new used turbos, whatever you want to call it.
New used?
Yeah, you know, when you put used turbos and say that they're good,
Okay.
that's literally what I was told.
Cap.
We thought we scored the deal on these,
Get a closer look.
but unfortunately we didn't.
Those are weld marks.
They've been cut out. So these are
Free
downpipes.
Free downpipes.
And then
You got Stevie Wonder welding this shit.
we don't have any secondaries either, which is gross.
So this is the affordable straight pipe system.
Yeah, affordable straight pipe system that sounds like absolute dog shit. I can guarantee you this right now.
Muffler delete too. On a twin turbo setup, we were just talking about this on my video.
Pretty trash.
It's gonna sound like a trumpet.
It's giving me 350Z vibes right now already.
But not only that, what's up with the stability though?
That's because these are not on there. And looks like the exhaust is supposed to go like this, and it's not sitting straight, so. Good stuff, good stuff. I did replace a tire. Not really a tire, the whole entire wheel, because I was like, oh,
That's from your E90.
yeah, I'm not swapping just the tire yet.
Yeah.
So to fix that leak, which is in that tire somewhere, we're probably gonna get new tires for it or swap these from these to those, since that's what came on the car. And actually, I think those look better than these.
Yeah. I think so.
But even then, they still both look like shit. Suspension wise, it is blown all around. We do have some used coilovers actually, which I will install on this. The only thing we were missing is the rear shocks, and we're probably just going to utilize the old shocks that are on there, unless the top hat is broken.
Yeah.
Which is common that the bushings and all of that stuff wears out. But we can replace that, put the new new used coilovers that were actually on that car, and I kept for.
I don't know why we kept it, but we kept it.
Well, it's been like what, almost a year and a half or so, or something.
2 years.
Yeah. So I kept those, so we're gonna install those and see how the car rides with those. I know when you had it on yours, you actually liked those cars.
I did. They were actually very soft.
And it slams the shit out of the car.
Slams the shit out of the car, and they actually felt comfortable. That's the crazy thing about it.
Yeah, so I guess that would be a budget coilover system that we're gonna put on. As far as the exhaust, I am actually waiting for our welder that we're gonna have at our shop to make this full exhaust system with proper resonators and a proper muffler in the rear, which you guys will see soon. But you know, COVID shit and whatever, everything is on back order, so we gotta wait for the welder. But this McDonald's straw exhaust needs to go, like ASAP. I can already tell it's gonna sound like shit. So unfortunately, our camera guy had to leave. So now it's just two-man team. But anyways, what I was saying is, yeah, so we're gonna do suspension, exhaust, things like that. As far as the front end goes, headlight level sensor, it's gone. It's not there, don't need it. These control arms are completely worn. So we'll probably do the M3 upgrade on these. What else? It does look like they did the oil pan, which is a good sign. I don't have to drop subframe, but we might end up still dropping subframe to do a 17 Ts or 19 Ts or whatever Ts. But we'll see what we're gonna do. Water pump thermostat still looks pretty shitty, so it's probably gonna need those. The biggest thing on this car is gonna be the injectors.
$3,000 right there.
Since you know, it costs more than the damn car itself. Yeah, besides that, I guess we're gonna see if there's oil in the car. Oh, brand new oil. Should I keep draining it?
Well, you don't know what oil it has though.
Whatever.
It's probably olive oil.
The only reason why I'm draining this is because I don't know exactly how much is in there, what oil is in there, and yeah, I would like to start fresh by doing the oil change myself, which would be without a filter because I ain't doing a filter right now.
Yeah.
But we'll do new oil after this drains up, and we'll be back.
Yeah, we're 20, man.
We're just gonna look at this car for.
Nice.
Why is there a cat? O2 sensors are plugged in. Looks like all the coil packs are plugged in. There's some questionable wiring here going on. Looks like sharing ground.
Yep.
We got all the injectors plugged in. Like I said in the previous video, these are index 8. And since we don't have a cowl, water's getting into the engine. Sick. That's what you want. The blow-off valve is on. The only thing is we're gonna have a boost leak because obviously we don't have it in the cooler.
Yep.
Fresh oil.
Only the best.
Liquimale. Yeah, we're not sponsored by Liquimale, so y'all ain't getting no shout out. I hope this car starts.
I hope so too.
Watch it start and run mint.
If it does, man, you found a gold mine.
F80 style.
It's N55 now.
It's F80, bro. Let's see. So we got oil. We don't have coolant, obviously, because we don't have an upper radiator hose, and I don't have one laying around. So we're not gonna worry about that just yet. I don't think the cigar is gonna have cooling issues, hopefully, but we'll see if it starts.
Let's see. Oh, we got power.
She's alive, and the mirror is still doing the same shit. Oh my god.
Man has a possessed mirror.
Alright.
Start it up.
Alright.
Well, she lives.
So I think the battery is dead to the point where it's like doesn't want to hold any charge, doesn't want to do shit. But you know what's surprising?
What?
No check engine light.
That's crazy.
Alright, we're gonna go for it.
Oh,
Oh my god, this thing's like breaking. So what does it look like in the back? Is there a lot of smoke?
yeah, it looked like a smoker.
Okay.
Bro, for what it is, it sounds healthy.
Sounds healthy. I'll give it that. Does sound like absolute shit with this exhaust. Besides that, I'm actually surprised that it doesn't have a check engine light whatsoever. It didn't throw up any drivetrain malfunction or nothing like that. The smoke is coming from actually the turbos because they were just installed, so there's a bunch of oil and shit on them. We do have to address the boost leak, and also this inlet is touching the pulleys, which is making some kind of noise. Usually you just have to zip tie this inlet to the fan, it should be good to go. But the main concern is the battery. Looks like the battery doesn't even hold any charge. Could also be the alternator, but we're gonna try the battery first and see what the car does with the battery. Because once we put the upper radiator hose and then put coolant in the car and put the intercooler on it, we can actually test drive it. But besides that, I think it sounds pretty good.
Sounds minty.
For $3,000, I don't think you can beat it. I don't know. I haven't seen a 335 for $3,000 that actually runs.
Yes.
Because I've been looking for an E92 for a while, and everything that I found was either crashed, rebuilt title, or something like that. And this car actually has a clean title. As you guys saw just seconds ago, it runs. Not great, but it runs.
That's all that matters.
So once we get the battery in there, which I'll order probably today, we can put the battery in and possibly test drive the car. But also we have to check once the car gets up to temp to make sure that the valve cover doesn't leak. Make sure there's no other coolant leaks besides, this giant one right here. And there's no other issues before we test drive the car. But once we figure that out, then we'll start doing some actual mods.
Yes, sir.
Which would be the first mod. I have it here, and I'm not gonna show it.
You gotta tease him a little.
Yeah, I was gonna show it, but then I was like, nah, I'm not gonna show it. But I did talk about it in the previous video. So if you guys haven't seen the previous video, go check it out. So I decided to take out the battery, and I don't know if you can tell in the video, but this thing is like swollen as fuck. So it's got grooves here, like a hump here, meaning that it definitely needs a new battery, like ASAP. So 850 cold cranking amps, 92 20-hour rate, whatever. So we just have to match that, put a new battery in it, and then go from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and order a battery, which should be here tomorrow, and then I guess I'll continue the video since we're gonna kind of have to get the whole thing running all together, and then possibly test drive it in this video, actually. So I'll order a battery and an radiator hose, and put this intercooler on there and see if the car runs good.
Yes, sir.
So we shall continue in like 2 seconds. So we swapped out the battery, fixed it. The car stays on now, but we can't keep it on for too long because the radiator has a giant hole. Well, not really a hole, but it's like it's one of these things that goes underneath the radiator that you just kind of turn. So the one that was in there didn't have any of these tabs. So when you turn it, it just keeps turning, and if there's pressure building, it's just gonna shoot it out. So we can't drive the car. But I put the VRSF intercooler on there. Looks like absolute dog shit because this red is like from, I don't know.
The red looks kind of faded.
The red looks like poop. But it's on there. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's on there. I'm probably gonna just get a different intercooler because this one is like worn to shit.
eBay.
Yeah, maybe I'll get an eBay one because I've seen a cheap, really cheap one, a 7.5, I guess, race intercooler for $257.
That's cheap.
So we might try that out. Also, this car didn't come with the oil cooler. There's some people that mentioned it in the past or last video, saying that the car is sport model, but it doesn't have an oil cooler. I don't know. It just didn't. But I do have an oil filter housing from a sport model and the thermostat, but I don't have the lines. But I do have the oil cooler as well. I have an OEM used oil cooler that we might retrofit, or I might just buy an aftermarket one and then just route the lines, like the AM lines that they provide, all together, because there is a eBay option for that as well.
eBay.
Yes. Besides that, all the boost leaks are fixed like I was fixing earlier. The car seems to run fine. The only other thing is the pulleys. I think one of the pulleys is making noise. Actually, I guess I can start it and show you. Something is definitely making noise. I don't know which pulley it is, but once I take everything off, I'll figure that out. That's a vacuum leak as well. Let me fix that. Ta-da! So, as you can hear, I hope it's not the alternator, but I think it's something else, like something stupid. I did get a new hose. I forgot. So I got a new upper radiator hose. And then when I tried to put coolant in, that's when it started leaking. And we found out that it had a bad thingy-majig. I don't know what it is. So we're probably going to just upgrade the radiator and probably going to be the most expensive part on this car because I'm not going to use that eBay one.
Yeah.
So we're probably just going to go with the CSF radiator for this. But it is missing also intakes. As I was saying, you know, N54 at its finest. So, and it's like a constant drip, so you can't really drive the car at all. We're gonna get some intakes for this thing and change out the radiator so we can drive it. But otherwise, I think it was a good buy for $3 grand.
Oh, absolutely.
Let me show you some noises.
I'm gonna stand back here in case it blows up.
I like it. This all sounds like shit though.
The rear section does. Smells like E46 in here.
Good news, the AC works, the alternator works, the power steering also works because I've been driving the car around in the parking lot. I just haven't driven it like long distances, I guess. So we definitely need to address the radiator first, get the coolant situation figured out, and then we'll do the stupid mod that I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Which I already have
The
the part.
sickest mod, dude.
It's fucking sick. You just have to see it. We also have pretty big shipment of parts coming
Overseas.
from overseas. But
And it's not China.
It's not China. It's not China. That's one thing that's not China. But it is a pretty big order. So when it arrives, I guess we'll show you then. But until then, we'll fix this thing up, get it driving, and then maybe we'll do some MHD anti-lag
15 pounds.
with the straight pipe. Yeah. I guess that is it for today.
Yes.
Yes.